Have you ever tasted the bold, authentic flavors of Sri Lanka right here in the San Fernando Valley? On this episode of Eat, Live, Love San Fernando Valley, we're taking you inside Apey Kade, where bold spices, crispy hoppers, and rich, flavorful curries transport your taste buds straight to Sri Lanka. Get ready for a delicious journey you won't forget on today's episode. Today on Eat, Live, Love San Fernando Valley, we're in Tarzana, specifically Ventura Boulevard and Corbin. So the restaurant we're going to be featuring today is where you want to go if you want to try authentic, homemade style Sri Lankan food. Now this place has been featured many times, including the Los Angeles Times top 101 restaurants. Let's go inside and share their story. Can't wait to see what they're all about. Nisma, thank you so much for having us.
Of course. So glad we could do this today, show you all what we're about.
Well, speaking of which, tell us about Sri Lankan food, because I don't think most people, not only here in the San Fernando Valley, but as well as here in Southern California, there are not a lot of Sri Lankan restaurants to begin with.
Yeah, so Sri Lankan food, it's, I want to say a little kind of like Indian. We use a lot more coconut milk, a lot more spices, aromatics, all that. A little spicier, so we do lots of chilies, curry leaves, of course. So we have a lot of different things that go into this.
So what went into the name? Explain to people what's behind the name here.
So our name is Apey Kade. It means our store in our language, Sinhala. My dad always likes to say when somebody's calling and you say, hey, where are you? Oh, we're at Apey Kade, our store. So it's like for everybody, it's not just for us.
Right, it's kind of like visiting family,
yeah, exactly.
Right?
We're a small business, you know, it's been in our family since I grew up, since I was a kid. I used to remember my mom says I would always be on the floor over here while she works. So it is like a family restaurant, so it's for everybody. It's not just for us.
Right, so a lot of people, like I said, have never tried Sri Lankan food. So if you're coming here for the first time, what are some of the dishes that they might be looking to try?
Most people usually like to try what I recommend is our Lamprais. We do them all different styles, but it has short grain pearl rice, green banana curry, eggplant, onions, like all of it, cutlet, and then obviously a meat, of course, and it's all wrapped together and steamed in a banana leaf. That one's a really authentic food. I feel like everybody that comes in gets at least one of those. We also have Kottu Roti, which you'll see again later. It's like a roti, kind of like a stir fry, but instead of using like noodles or rice or something, we use roti. So it's not entirely like naan bread. It's a little bit chewier the way we do it. It's called Godam Roti. Chop it up, and then we do leeks, onions, carrots, garlic, ginger, soy sauce, vegetable oil, the curry, some spices, mix it all together. It's really an authentic street food. Wherever you go, you would probably see it.
Wow, that sounds absolutely incredible. All right, so what are the dishes you want to have me try today?
So today we're gonna try the Lamprais, the Kottu, we're gonna try string hoppers, appa.
What are the hoppers?
The hoppers, so they are like kind of like a disc-shaped crepe in a way. They're really, really crispy and thin. The middle sometimes comes with a runny egg, or we do scrambled as well. You dip it, break it off into curries, and we also do a little chutney on the side with that.
Sounds absolutely delicious. Let's go back in the kitchen and see how you guys make everything.
Perfect.
All right, Nisma, we're going to be making the Lamprais next. Now, the Lamprais, you guys ship it all over the country.
Yes, we actually do. They're really easy to freeze and they're really easy to reheat. They stay for a really long time, and it's just a really easy thing. Just pack it up and go. Everything is in there already. So heat it up once and it's done.
And what type of Lamprais do you guys offer?
So we do chicken, beef, veggie. Those are just the ones with the pearl rice, but we also do fish as well. We do mutton on special orders as well. Just gotta ask. But they are still pretty similar. Everything is all packed together, steamed in the banana leaf. Comes all fragrant. It's delicious.
What's the key to a good hopper?
Oh geez, key to a good hopper You have to be really, really steady. I would say get a big enough spoonful of it and you'll be fine. Be really steady when you, I would say rotate like the turntable, rotate the pan, and the pan has to be really hot as well. Also, don't open it after you put it inside. Gotta let it sit.
Leave it to the professional. Wow, this is an absolute feast. I don't even know where to begin. It all looks so great. All right, so Nisma, what are we starting off with?
So first of all, we're gonna start with the Appa. So it's a hoppers. It's a very crispy, light texture. Most of the time we have one with the egg in the middle, and then we also do 3 plain as well. So for these, you kind of just want to break it up into little pieces. Just take a small piece and you can break up the yolk and dip it. And then we also have served it today with shrimp curry. So it's not too spicy, it's a yellow curry, I would say. And then our kutta sambal, which is a house-made chili paste.
Let's try it.
A little dip.
Let's get a little bit of everything in here. And there. A little chili. Okay, so you do have your choice between the plain hopper, which I'm holding right here, and of course, this is the egg hopper. So I like the egg hopper. One, it's very soft. You can just scoop it up, right? You're gonna need something to offset this right here. This is a homemade chili sauce. Oh my gosh, really good, but super duper spicy. So if you do not like spice, you have to be ready for this. But really good, and of course you got the shrimp and the shrimp curry sauce too. Really solid, so a lot of different flavors kind of mixed and jumbled together, so definitely something different. All right, what's next?
So next we have our string hoppers. So on the contrary to that one's gonna be really crispy and light. This one is a little more chewier. It's red rice flour that we steam. So it's piped out like this into the little mat shape that disc shape you were talking about earlier. And then we steam this as well. So this one, you're just gonna pour on the yellow coconut curry, and that one also comes with an egg as well.
Right, so this is the egg right here. Do you pour the egg on top of it also?
Yeah, you can just pour it all on top of it.
Yeah, let's put it all in there. We're gonna go all out. There we go. Keep it on the dish. All right. Mix it up.
Yep, and then you can also put a little bit of that chicken curry on top as well and mix it up.
Cool, let's put a little of that. That looks really yummy. Get some of the sauce on here.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it, gotta go all out. Right? Okay, and then what's this?
So that one is our coconut sambal. So that one has green chilies, curry leaves. That's a dry sambal. Put it on top and mix it all together.
All right, let's try.
So you would eat this kind of like you do rice and just mix it up really good.
You eat it like pasta?
Yeah, you can eat it like pasta.
Take a bite. Incredible. It's literally like an explosion of flavor. Different than the first hopper that we tried, right? And that you have a little bit of spiciness from the sambal at the very end, but then you got the sweetness from the curry, and then the flavor, the savory from the chicken curry. Oh my gosh, it's really, really good. So I know there's different ways to eat it, but just putting all that together, it just flavors that you wouldn't expect to go together, and once they do, oh my gosh, definitely have to try this. All right, so one of the most popular dishes, and we've already tried some of the popular dishes, but I think this is what Sri Lanka is probably most known for, and I always think of when it comes to Sri Lankan food, is the Lamprais. And this is the chicken Lamprais.
Yes, so that is our chicken Lamprais. So right at the bottom, we have our short grain mutu samba rice. That's what it's called. It's kind of like a pearl, very small short grain rice. Then we have our boneless chicken curry right over here. The little ball right next to it is going to be our fish cutlet. That one has fish, tuna fish filling, a lot of pepper, different spices, and it's fried. Right next to that one is going to be our sini sambal. So that one is caramelized onions. and the yellow one is green banana. The orange one in the middle is a coconut sambal. So unlike the other one, this one is a little bit more wet. And then this one is also our eggplant.
All right, we're gonna mix this all together as best we can. Get a little bit of the onions on the side. For me, this is quintessential Sri Lankan comfort food. When you have the chicken, you have the banana, you have the onions, all these different things. And then the beauty of the banana leaf, right? It's able to extrapolate all the flavors inside when you're able to steam it. Oh my gosh, like I could eat this for lunch and dinner probably every single day if I could. And remember, they have a variety of different types too, so you don't just have to have the chicken as well. And I want to try this too, right? Open this up for you guys, take a big bite of that. The best way I can describe that is, well, first of all, it doesn't taste very fishy at all, right? The tuna fish inside. And on the outside, it almost looks like a falafel, but you know, on the falafel on the outside, it's really crispy, and this is not. It has a very soft texture on the outside, and then inside it's just very moist and a lot of flavor. And if you didn't know any better, it doesn't even taste like fish. You would probably think it was some type of meat or something else inside of it. Incredible. All right, we're getting closer to the end. So what is this again?
So this is a beef kottu, so traditional Sri Lankan street food. This one is chopped together on the grill. This one has our roti, onions, leeks, carrots, garlic, ginger, beef curry, all of it is in here.
All right, let's try this. Mix it up, get a couple onions in there. You could easily see how this would be a very filling street food. If you were out in Sri Lanka, you know, if you saw this dish, this would definitely fill you up. Just a lot of things going on here. Like, right, you got the onions, the sauce, like just all the vegetables. And like all the other dishes, how they're able to have an array of different spices and flavors. And it's so unique, so different than what we're normally used to. Really solid. And this one, I've been staring at this one ever since it got put on the table. What is it?
So this one is our mutton Chinese roll. So if you want to cut it in half, that one has pieces of mutton, potato. It's a potato-y filling. Lots of spices, curry leaves, onions, all of that is in there. It's really, really flavorful, and the pieces of mutton stuck on your fork. And then you can dip it into that chili sauce. It's a little sweet, a little spicy.
So different. The chili sauce, there's a little spice at the end. At the beginning, you definitely taste the sweetness of it. And at the end, that's when you feel the kick. I will say for the record that it's not nearly as spicy as the original chili paste that I tried. And again, both of these they make here in-house. I like this. You know, from the outside, it almost looks like a mozzarella stick, right? From the outside, like the texture on the outside. Right. But I think the difference here, as the mozzarella stick, there's very little flavor or anything involved. Like Nisma said, like you got that potato-y filling with all sorts of arrays of different spices and flavors, and your mouth is trying to decipher all of them. It goes back and forth between a savory, sweet, and everything in between. I'm gonna take another bite. So this is a Scotch egg. What in the world is a Scotch egg?
So normally a Scotch egg has ground meat on the outside with the egg in the middle. Ours is a little bit different. We do a fish filling, just like in the Lamprais that we had earlier. This one is also surrounded with that same fish filling, just got a half-boiled egg in the middle.
All right, so let's try it. Let's open it up. Oh yeah, look at that. Right, you got the egg right here in the middle. Ooh, big bite of this. This might be the most underrated thing I think I've tried today. I don't know how they do it between the egg and their way of spices and the texture on the outside. It's very soft and right. This is really, really good. Last and finally, what do we have?
So this is a fish patty. So this one kind of like an empanada, very crispy on the outside, shaped the same way. They're pretty small. This one has a fish filling. So unlike the cutlet and the Scotch egg we had earlier, this fish filling is not peppery. So it has a little more warmer spices to it other than black pepper. The other ones were black pepper focused.
All right, let's dip it in here. I think most people, when they think of empanadas, right, you think of, if you're going to have something that's seafood in your empanada, most people usually think of shrimp. But I like how they have to have the fish fillet in here. It's not overwhelming, really good taste, and I like how they're able to make it where it doesn't taste fishy, number one, and then number two, able to combine all sorts of array of different spices in this, and then dip it in the chili to kind of give it that little extra kick and flavor. I love it. So this is what a great meal. I mean, so incredibly underrated, to say the least. So gotta finish off with a milk tea. Tell me what goes into this.
So this one is Sri Lankan black tea. So it's just plain black tea, nothing special about it. It's a stronger black tea than what you would probably normally drink. But the only difference is we, instead of using sugar or a sweetener like that, we use condensed milk. Just like a Vietnamese iced coffee uses condensed milk, it's kind of the same way.
Take a sip. Really good. Great way to essentially almost cleanse your palate with a little bit of flavor after a wonderful meal. Isma, thank you so much for allowing us to be able to experience this. This was absolutely phenomenal.
Good, I'm so glad.
Look, guys, if you're interested in trying Sri Lankan food, right? Again, there are not a lot of places in Los Angeles where you can actually get out and try it. But if you want one of the best places in all of Los Angeles, and this is really essentially like having a home-cooked meal, right? It's kind of like you're visiting family, right? So just look at the size of these portions. This is what it's all about. If you like trying something different, a lot of flavor, different spices, something different than the usual finds that you might actually see here in the San Fernando Valley, you gotta come and check these guys out. So Apey Kade, right? They're located in Tarzana on the south side of the street at Ventura Boulevard and Corbin. So come and check these guys out. If you like this episode, make sure you like, comment, most importantly, share so we can support these guys. And we look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Eat, Live, Love, San Fernando Valley.